Happy New Year. It is 2024. Well, actually not quite, because actually at the time of filming this, it is still December 31st, 2023, and it's actually my birthday, so shout out to my Capricorn queens. But I think it's cool that the people watching this are technically in the future, because today's topic is the life advice I would give myself if I could go back and talk to my 18-year-old self again. Now, I'm going to warn you now, some of these things you might have already heard, or they might sound cliche, but I've also been told sometimes hearing the same thing from a different person can impact you differently, and sometimes at different points of our life. For example, let's say we were watching Toy Story. At first you watch it and you're just amazed that all these toys are coming to life. It's so colorful and fun. And then you watch it when you're older and you start catching all the adult innuendos. It's the exact same thing. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is how people come to me and they say, Megan, I want to level up. I want to reach the higher version of myself. I want to do more with my life, but I just can't seem to balance. And here's the thing. When you realize that everything is interconnected, that's when you truly start to see balance. Instead of having the mindset that like, I need to go to the gym, and then I need to go to work and I need to spend time with my wife and all this other stuff, start thinking about it like this. I go to the gym so I can be healthy, have stamina, have energy, so I can go spend time with my wife and I can give her the fullest version of myself. And it also allows me to go to my job, my career, and perform at the highest level that I can so I can level up and provide my family a better life and become more financially wealthy. Too many people view things as a chore, and unfortunately sometimes it's as simple as spending time with your family or your spouse, going to work out and putting that effort into yourself. And unfortunately, a lot of people view what they do for work as a huge hassle. Only do things that align with who you want to be, your highest version of yourself. Now, I'm not saying go ahead and quit your day job. I think one of the biggest lies there are is only do what you love. Because I'm the type of person that will do what I hate for 8 hours a day in order to provide me a future for my family. But don't get it twisted. I wouldn't go be an employee for someone else. And I'm not saying this to people that love being a doctor or a lawyer or a painter or whatever. If you love what you do, then that's great. You're winning at something. But I'm talking about the people that go and slave their time away at some job that they absolutely hate, that's not setting themselves up for the future. I personally would do the worst job in the entire world that no one else wanted to do for 5 years straight if it set myself free for the rest of my life. I'm talking passive income, I'm talking financial wealth, I'm talking security for future generations. I'd be willing to do that. But what I mean by don't do things that don't align with you is, for example, let's say your friends want to go party one night and you feel obligated to go, but you would rather be home working on your business or be home even listening to music and doing yoga, whatever it is. That takes your energy away and you become unbalanced. Coming into 2024, I really want you guys to start asking yourselves these questions. Are the things that I'm doing aligning with the person I want to become, with my higher version? Is it bringing me forward or is it bringing me backward? Because when you start truly doing things and only the things that align with who you want to be, you start to fall in love with the process. Now, people get this all mixed up. For example, when you start your fitness journey, you get sore, you get hurt sometimes, and it's not always the most glamorous thing. You're going to have bad days, but that doesn't mean you've fallen out of love with the entirety of the actual journey. It's just like being a business owner. It's just like being an entrepreneur. Sometimes you're gonna have bad days that you just want to rip your hair out, but at the end of the day, you see the bigger picture and you know that it aligns with who you want to be because you're either starting a clothing brand and that's your why, or you want to retire your mom and leave some type of legacy, whatever it is. Just do what makes you happy in the big picture. And I promise you, things will start to feel more balanced. The next thing, not everyone will have your best interest at heart. It's very, very important to have quality people around you. So many people think in order to feel fulfilled in this life that they need so many friends and all these people that like them. But truly, you only need a small group that are laser focused. You guys have the same morals, same ethics, the same outlook on life, and the same similar goals. To give you guys some perspective, I've actually heard this from one of my mentors, and the thing is, the reason why people switch up when you're on this self journey of trying to, level up and figure out who you are and whatnot is because they know you for the version that they met you at. Like, they know you for the version of who you used to be. And no matter how good of a higher version you are, they do not align with that version. Which is why you see it time and time again that sometimes people that you used to be very close with become a hater, or they're not as supportive as you thought they would be. And that's why it's important to have people that have similar goals, because sometimes if, let's say, person A was super ambitious and person B was not, if person A is out there, being successful in their business and having a good relationship with their spouse house and, they're getting super fit and whatnot. They're just leveling up. Person B will be constantly reminded that they had the same opportunity person A had, but they chose to do nothing with it. They would rather become a hater and blame you than look at themselves and take the necessary action they need to change. Remember, people come into our life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Not everyone's meant to stay. Now, on that note, the next thing I want to go over, no matter how hurt, no matter how much trauma you've had in your life, time does heal all wounds. I actually find it very ironic that myself of all people is saying that. If you would have met me 2 years ago, I was the type of person that would constantly preach about sometimes there's just things that can't be fixed. Remember when we had our first love in middle school and it was a complete disaster and we ended up splitting apart, it just wasn't good? That pain that we felt, we're like, oh, we'll never love again. Well, I'm telling you, you will. But the most important part is if you truly want to love again, you want to experience things again. And this is the biggest lesson, is do not close yourself off to new experiences, new opportunities because you were hurt in the past. I know this is easier said than done, but you are allowing the traumas and the people attached to that and the things attached to that to control your life. So at the end of the day, I really want you to think, when making any decision or wanting to make a decision but too scared or whatever it is my behavior showing me signs of something that hurt me in the past? Was it a person? Was it a thing? Find out what it is, because the moment you put a name to it, then I want you to ask yourself, am I going to allow blank to have more control over my life and my future than me? I'm telling you, I've been through hell and back. I've literally been to rock bottom. And I never thought I would have gotten out. I was lonely, depressed. I thought no one could love me. But now looking back on my 25th to 26th year, I know that I have tons of people and experiences that prove that otherwise. And last night I was surrounded by friends and family and business partners, and they were all telling me how much they appreciate me and how I touched their lives. It really reminded me on why I do what I do. So if you're ever feeling like you can't move on and you can't level up and you can't love again, go do whatever you need to get that refresher that you are valuable, you are worth it, and you are lovable. Next thing, learn the value of time. I feel like time gets taken for granted so much because it is literally so valuable and people don't really understand it. It is the only thing we can't get back and we have no idea how much we have of it. Learn how to balance these two things and this will help, especially if you are living a life that is aligned to who you are going to become. Learn how to stop and smell the roses, appreciate your successes, and be celebrated. However, do not get comfortable and do not fall into the trap that I can always do this tomorrow, because guess what? Tomorrow is never guaranteed. If you want to try that new thing or go on the trip or start the business, do it. My friend used to actually work at a nursing home, and the most common thing he would tell me about is people on their deathbed would talk about regrets. I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have spent more time doing this. I wish I would have started that thing. So please remember, the biggest risk is not doing anything at all. You will stay in the exact same place that you were when you started. So learn the value of urgency and understand that we only have a limited amount of time. Act now, not tomorrow. Understand you do not know everything, but be willing to learn more. I see it so much that people have egos, especially over certain topics or something that they think they're good at, but please understand that you will never know everything. Public speaking, communication, finance, mindset, I'm telling you guys, there is literally so much you can learn, and there is a never ending amount. And one common trait that all millionaires have is they read a lot. They are constantly consuming knowledge. So whether your goal is to make a million or it's just to accomplish something big in life, be willing, coachable, hungry, be excited to learn, go get a mentor, and go at it with everything you got. This leads me to my next point, that your mindset, your mind, is the most powerful thing you have, but the second most powerful thing is your voice. Whether you believe you can do something or you can't do something, you are 100% correct. Now, I love the story of the bumblebee. My mom used to tell me this all the time. But a bumblebee aerodynamically shouldn't be able to fly. Its butt is too big, the wings are too small, it just doesn't make sense. But they say that the bumblebee flies because no one told it couldn't. Now, I've personally seen, and I've also accomplished things that are unmatched, okay, because I didn't have any limiting beliefs attached to those things. So please, do not let other people's limiting beliefs stop you from accomplishing what you want. And that's why I say the second most powerful thing is your voice. When we're a child and we fall down because we're learning to walk, we don't think, oh, this isn't meant for me. Like, I can't do it. Why? Because we don't understand. We don't let those limiting beliefs that get attached to us. So the thing is most limiting beliefs that you have are put there because you've either seen it, someone's told you it, it's just been put there by someone else. So if you learn how to overcome this with confidence, with knowledge, with everything that you have, Just be aware of how strong your voice is, because this is a good and a bad thing, because you have no idea the lives that you impact. In my belief, I'm a leader, and I like to coach leaders and mentor leaders, and I like to surround myself with people who want to be leaders. But the thing about leadership is its influence. It's a powerful thing, and it's gonna go to someone, whether they're good or bad. So if you're a good person and you believe that to your core, why not use your voice? Influence people to do better, to do more. Understand the power that you have. This is a small point, but it doesn't make it any less important. Be a cheerleader for yourself, the biggest cheerleader, even when you don't want to be. In a world full of people telling you that you can't, you need to be the one saying you can. Which leads me to my last point. There is no one size fits all for anything. Just because someone reached their success or their goals by doing it one way does not mean that you will be able to achieve the same amount of success the same way. It also goes both ways. Knowing this helps me with the limiting beliefs, especially when you have all those voices telling you you can't do something. We all came down to this earth for our own journey. And like I said in my last video, there are multiple timelines. If you are embarking on a journey to reach your highest level, your best timeline, you are choosing to go through the obstacles, stresses, challenges needed to build you into that person that will be able to handle that type of success. Like Drake says, more money, more problems. Athletes train year-round to achieve their goals. And it's not easy. Let's use the Olympics, for example. Some people are training every single day on a strict meal plan. They're hurting their bodies. They're going through the stresses, the struggles, the challenges. They see the end goal and they're willing to do that in order to achieve success. When I first decided to do my online business, I had so many people telling me it was a bad idea. They were all giving me their opinions that I wasn't really asking for, telling me I can't do it, I'm not going to succeed, that only a small percentage actually does well. And I'm like, well, why can't that be me? Now, I ended up investing into a mentor because at the end of the day, if I want their success, I'm going to listen to what they're going to say. They have the life that I want to live, so of course I'm going to be a student. And this has helped me so much because I've had so many voices. I see this all the time, and I used to be a victim of it, but analysis paralysis. So I would have all these voices of people telling me I can't do it, or I can do it, or just mixed reviews, and people giving me their 2 cents on how to do things, how to do my content, how to do my customer outreach, how to take care of my business in general, everything. And I would have so many ideas and opinions that I would end up just freezing and doing nothing because I was just so overwhelmed. So having that mentor really, really helped because it helped me not only understand the basics, it helped me put my blinders on and focus on the main goal. And it allowed me to bounce my ideas and my experiences and everything off of another person who had what I wanted. And it allowed me to have that extra support while going on my own journey instead of listening to all these voices. The main message about that point is please understand that when you get sent something that might make you sad or might feel like, oh, why is the universe doing this? Please know it's for a bigger purpose. Please know it's to get you to that end goal that you so desperately want. And I want you to look at it this way from now on. When a storm comes, we don't panic and freak out. We sit down, grab a book, and wait out the storm. Why? Because we know at the end of the day, the storm will pass. It's the same thing with life. Be excited when things come up because know that it's making you stronger. Without further ado, guys, that is the end of this video. I hope something that I said stuck with you or gave you some type of clarity. The last thing I will say is take the time to leave any limiting beliefs, to leave any negativity in 2023. Whether that's a person, whether that's a place, whether those are things, whatever it is, leave it. It's not for your energy. It does not matter what people think because people know you for who you used to be, not who you're going to be. If you haven't already, guys, please hit the like and subscribe button. I will be dropping more videos on how to level up in 2024, mentally, spiritually, financially, all the work. Feel free to drop any questions you have for me in the comments. I want you guys to have an amazing New Year's. Happy 2024. I am so proud of you if no one's told you yet. And remember, we're savage, not average.